we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome on into Z2R tournament semifinals, game 2, traiLZ versus MiRai. And on commentary, we have Allender and Sonny Wrath. How you two doing?
We're doing good. Looking forward to this. Been looking forward to this race. This is sort of if you had to predict who was going to advance at this end of the bracket, this is who you'd think prior tournament champions facing off here. How you feel about this race, Sonny?
I mean, knowing how good both traiLZ and MiRai are, I was excited for this set as soon as we found out it was going to happen. We've been at the point of the tournament that every single race is so good.
Yeah, I think everyone left in the tournament has won a tournament previously. It's definitely the all-stars portion of the tournament.
Yeah, honestly, we're in the nitty-gritty at this point.
Yeah, traiLZ has been putting a lot of practice in, and MiRai, I don't know how much practice. I know he's put in a lot of practice previously. I don't know how much recently, but I also know MiRai. If you had to ask me who are the two people who have played the most Z2R seeds in the history of the game, it's these two runners.
Oh, I will absolutely agree on that. We did see P1 here right out the gate, and we have P5. So 1 and 5 so far, pretty close to start.
Yeah, and then this cave, that's a jump cave. So it looks like it's probably not necessary. There's going to be this other cave you can get through. That's a fairy cave. Okay, so two different ways to get down south. Neither of them good for now. We'll see if there's any other way, or they're going to have to find something else.
I believe that other cave that leads to the south was actually Parappa Cave.
Was it Parappa Cave?
Yeah, because they both entered from the left.
Oh, from the left, yeah. So they're just not interested. Ooh, interesting. MiRai gonna try and group these two Dyras up. He was trying to kill the enemies on the right so he could go up and kill both those red Dyras at the same time. It's still gonna be a lot of experience if he can pull it off. Right, there we go. Got him grouped up. I think that's both of them grouped up. It might only be one of them.
He's only got one of them right now, but even still, one red Dyra kill can turn into a lot of experience, but unfortunately he does take an axe. That's going to cause an up A to happen.
Yeah, and it's rapidly looking like that Parappa Cave is really the only thing our runners can do. Be able to get this town here. Maybe this is fairy. Well, it is, but
it's trophy guarded fairy.
Yeah, not gonna help them with jump cave.
All right, Error not knowing anything this time around, and MiRai just having a bad time here.
Yeah, he's trying to get some experience, get some levels. His MOAs are not friendly, and a couple whacks will kill you at life 1. Gets a key for it though. Yeah. P1 is right here. You could gamble on that.
Yeah, jump in for the item or even go find horse. Anything's possible.
I think we're just going to see both runners in Parappa Cave real quick, and traiLZ is going to be the first one there.
All right, time to see what this southern portion has. But first, a message from our friendly neighborhood Gorilla.
He says, "Hi, would you like life too?"
And traiLZ says, "Yes, I would love life too."
Absolutely. All right, here's a medicine cave. This isn't maybe not too bad. There's a Dyra. Looks like it's just an orange Dyra though. Nope, it's red.
No, that's a red.
Yep. Oh, 150 points. MiRai gonna be very sad when he finds that out.
I mean, but that encounter that has 2 red Dyras, now we know is worth 300.
Yeah. Okay, orange Dyra is only 30. Yeah, And MiRai not finding this medicine cave right away. He's gonna... Oh no, he's still checking out the remainder of the northern section. Trail's gonna get his hammer using this custom Castlevania sprite that he's got, but...
I thought that was the hammer. I wasn't...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the hammer, yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's the hammer. I've seen a couple races with this sprite, so...
Yeah, I mean...
Everything's fairly straightforward.
Yeah, I've watched him use this sprite a lot, but even still, I'm like, I don't have 100% confidence on what item is what.
Okay, so MiRai's finished getting everything. He's going to go to Parappa. So Trail's a little bit ahead on overall exploration just from not taking those game overs. Going to get a P-Bag Cave. And not great XP from these enemies.
Yeah.
A lot of small enemies, 0.
We haven't seen any P-Bag drops yet. Like, this XP really hasn't been all that great.
Okay. And any key, nice pickup for Trails.
Yeah, that key is a fantastic pickup.
Puts going back to P1 into consideration. Also, theoretically, P5 if you really want to, but... These are definitely runners of the caliber that could do a very early P5. Neither of them want to.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And yeah, Trails took game 1 over MiRai. Alright, there's the hammer and a P-Bag for MiRai. It's only 50 points, but even still, something's better than nothing in this case.
Yeah, and when you're killing an enemy that replaces your drops, nothing is definitely the alternatives.
Alright, MiRai continuing to check the map for a little bit. Gonna find the other side of jump. Trails finding a 100-point bag on the drop.
Okay.
And medicine here in Heart Container Cave.
Always good to pick up before you end up in the town that requires it.
Absolutely.
And MiRai also gonna pick up everything for these caves. Let's see what's in Saria. Spell. So interesting that this lake seems like it's blocking off access to much more of this southern portion. We could need to find Bagu in order to cross this. I wonder if we'll see either runner go pick up the Bagu hints. Wow, if Trails was going to do it, he would have done it then.
Alright, MiRai does find the bouncy cat hidden here in the darkness. One of the worst enemies to have in the dark.
Yeah, you can't see them very easily. Alright, so Trail's just up Aang out of that town. I think he's going to do P1. Because at this point, it definitely looks like from his perspective, our path forward is either going to be in P1 or P5, or we're going to have to cross Saria by finding Bagu. I guess we could also find the trophy would give us the ability to cross Bagu as well.
Yeah, trophy would be very nice, but only time will tell on that. And I would say I'm a little surprised that a Riverman hint wasn't obtained, but
yeah, MiRai here did do a little check around that forest. If Bagu is in the woods, he's gonna have some tiles surrounding him, and so like that have all the normal Bagu's woods encounters. And so MiRai's little check there in that forest is probably a good enough check. If Bagu's woods was hanging out there, he's pretty likely to have found it.
Oh, absolutely. And we see first horse head.
Yeah, this is not the boss horse head. This is a I believe is this the pass-through horse head is the one with the statues, I think?
Yeah.
I don't remember if this is item room horse head or pass-room horse head.
No, the item room horse head will actually have the Iron Knuckle statue. This
Okay.
one is just a pass-through.
Okay. Well, pass the horse head or not, it did take trails down on the first attempt. It's going to be a little more careful for the second try. When I try to take down a blue Iron Knuckle, going to see how much these are worth. Answer, not his time.
I mean, I definitely appreciate him giving it a shot.
Yeah, well, at the very least, you know, when you fight him like that, you're pushing him off the screen, so you don't have to worry about trying to jump over him or go back. Be a little bit careful. One more hit is going to take him down.
Yeah, he's gonna back this Iron Knuckle up a bit more, and then go after it. Looking good so far.
And attack 2 is just garbage. And if you can push the enemy back into that wall, it'll be a lot easier to get multiple hits on him.
And he
There
gets
we
it.
go. Only 100 though.
Yeah, a little unfortunate to see. MiRai deciding to not take this room. It took 27 hits. Thank you,
He's
D-Bean.
Yeah, that means that's a low roll from attack 2. The vanilla value for attack 1 is going to be 2, and attack 2 is going to be 3 damage per hit. But 27 hits, probably that means attack 2 rolled down, and it's just 2 again.
Yeah, that's just a feels bad moment.
It's that or the blue iron. It's that or it's 3 and the blue iron knuckles rolled up.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Yeah, because of the way the ranges work, attack 1 can't roll any lower than 2. I don't think it can roll any lower than 2. But attack 3 can roll down enough. Or attack 2 can roll down enough. By attack 3, you're definitely going to be getting somewhere. And yeah, this path trails is on. It's just a really long linear path. If either runner had decided to go into this palace with only the one key to gamble, they would be very sad.
Very much so. Alright. Real horse head for trails here.
Yeah, and
Sitting
this
a
I don't think we
little on
saw I don't think we saw any other forks. So that means that the item is going to be at that early up elevator left that neither runner wanted to take.
I believe that you're right.
So I think we're going to see trails put this gem in and then immediately go out and back in.
MiRai might be able to pull attack 3 out of here. Or, yeah, attack 3. That's not going to be life 5. Maybe even be looking at life 5 after this attack 3.
The blue Iron Knuckles took 27 hits, and the blue Stalfos took 2. This is some interesting health rolls.
Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, MiRai wants to get as much experience as he can here because he's hoping that he can get this level and then get some more experience, hopefully up to attack 4. Or at least close to attack 4 after beating this palace. He'll be able, because this is going to be... The 770 is probably life 5, but I think attack 4 is like mid 800s or something like that, so he could just keep this XP rolling, go back to the beginning of the palace, and get attack 4 that way.
Absolutely, and that's very well what he may do. He may also just opt to take life 5.
Ooh, the Drippers have red Iron Knuckles. Oh, but only $50.
Yeah, unfortunately 50-point red IKs. Not the greatest, but not the worst. And the item is glove blocked, so we know that the glove is not going to be here.
Yeah, and as expected, MiRai keeping his 770, 890. He is gonna be able to get attack 4. And yeah, traiLZ is going to P5. I think that has to be our way at this point.
I do believe so. And
boy, this is what no runner wants, is having to do an early item dig in P5.
No kidding there.
Most runners would not want to do this because P5 can be long and difficult, and you take a lot of game overs. These runners don't want to do it just because P5 is so big. It's going to be a crapshoot.
It is the largest palace in the game, so it's just one of those things that sometimes when it happens, it's what you got to live with.
Yeah, we'll see how easily these blue Iron Knuckles die at attack 4. Or not.
I mean, one hit on the blue Stalfos, so that's something at least. Alright, traiLZ hitting an elevator down. Has a right that he could take there, and has a left here. Gonna continue on the left.
Yeah, this makes some amount of sense. Lefts are a lot less of a gamble if you're trying to find the item room. I think if traiLZ found a quick item room, he'd probably seriously consider just taking the item and not banging out of the palace.
Probably.
Man, attack 3 not a ton better for killing these blue Iron Knuckles.
It really isn't.
traiLZ does take him down, though, and gets rewarded with another fork. Yeah, MiRai going left right from the start here. He's looking for the item. And this is a divergence. I think traiLZ went right to start.
Well, traiLZ did just find where Guma's at.
Okay, it's good to know, but not what he's looking for.
Exactly.
Okay, now this either traiLZ did go left to the start, or MiRai converged on the same place traiLZ was at. But MiRai now taking the right from the elevator instead of the down and left, so...
I believe traiLZ went left from the start as well.
Okay. And now MiRai's backing up, and he's going to take this left as well. He doesn't want to go past that Guma. I don't blame him.
I can't blame him one bit either. Sometimes Gumas can be a pain in the butt.
Speaking of pain in the butt, traiLZ has found what he definitely doesn't want to see. While going left, he finds another left at an elevator that takes him to a left.
Yeah,
speaking of things you don't want to see, this looks like a loop.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I think for traiLZ, this is going to loop him back to that elevator. Could be a duplicate room, but especially if we see the Guma here. Yeah, this is a loop.
That's a loop.
MiRai also finding Guma, also declining. He's thinking about trying to get a level here and then fight Guma just for the experience. Attack 4 isn't terrible for this.
I mean, he does need 4 more kills in order to get the level.
Yeah. But Life 5 would probably be pretty good coming in here.
Oh, absolutely. I think Life 5 would seal the deal on getting the kill.
Okay, he gets a drop, but he gets his 50 points anyway.
That's some comedic timing.
Yeah. And this is gonna be what he needs. This is gonna save him some time if he can kill Guma while he's here. When traiLZ was here, he had lower life level, lower attack level, so I don't blame him for thinking against it. Well, Life 5 could have been enough. It's gonna be 2 hits enough to take MiRai down, but Guma also rolling low.
Should be one more hit, and there's Guma down for MiRai.
Very nice. Let's see how much experience he gets. 1,000. Not going to be enough for a double level. Just short. But I think he's going to be fine with this.
Yeah, because that 1490 will give him life 6, which... I mean, life 6 in and of itself, always really good to have.
Yeah, he could gamble and try to make this roll over for attack 5. But the risk there is that the item room is like right next to him, and he's just gonna have to either farm or waste all that experience. So,
all right.
Unfortunately for MiRai, traiLZ has been further down this path, and it's not this is not a free item room.
But he's not going to decide to take that up and left.
Yeah, MiRai taking the same route as traiLZ. Gonna go down and left first. Yeah, traiLZ just resetting. He had lost too many resources, didn't feel like those paths were good.
I think he actually ran into a glove block.
Oh, I didn't see that. You know what's interesting? We still haven't seen what's right from the start. Both runners just fully committing to this going left to start this palace.
Yeah. Or, hang on. I thought we looped if we went right.
I don't remember. Oh, traiLZ went right at the start and was dead.
Yeah.
Okay. I had missed that.
Because that was... The room that MiRai just left was that first room to the right.
Okay. So... I think then MiRai is on the right path. At least the start of the right path. But we had seen traiLZ go down here before. I like this a lot. This room going from right to left absolutely sucks. MiRai getting up on that block. If you get all the way on the edge, it won't crumble. And then he was facing right, waiting for the Moa to spawn so we could spawn it behind him. That is a very clever, very safe way to do that room if you can use a few seconds and make sure you don't end up taking a lava bath.
Absolutely. And yes, that is Alucard on traiLZ's screen.
traiLZ declining to do Guma a second time. It's not that long to get back to if he decides he wants to do it later, but it's rapidly becoming Mirai's advantage. But the real advantage is whoever finds this item first, because it's at this point I think it just has to be progression.
Yeah.
Lots of different things it could be for progression. It could be a trophy, it could be boots. But it's gonna have to be here unless Bagu's woods are secretly hiding somewhere in the north section and our runners missed it. Again, I would have gone and gotten the Bagu hint, but it does take some time. I understand our runners not wanting to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's true. It could be glove in here. It could be glove in 5 so that you can get the item from 1. Could be a progression item.
Which, that would be an interesting chain. Oh wait, no. This right. Yeah, this right hasn't been checked yet. So MiRai is actually going to be the first one to check this right.
This is the one chat was saying was a dead end.
Okay, cool. Thank you all
that
in
is
chat.
a dead end. I recognize that room. So what? Yeah. So and this is MiRai having to up A there is going to give traiLZ some advantage back because there's a bunch of places that MiRai passed by that he doesn't know where they go. traiLZ does know where they go, and they're all loops. And so MiRai is now going to take all the loops that traiLZ did. I suspect we'll see her right here. We're not going to see her right there. We are going to see her right there? Okay.
Yeah, because MiRai knows this loops back to...
Yeah, traiLZ knows this loops. traiLZ knows this loops, but I don't think MiRai has seen this loop. Oh, and traiLZ gets the item. It's a 1-up. Okay. Bagu was the answer.
Yikes.
I get the Bagu hint is a thing that I have been been maybe harping a little bit more than I should. But yeah, man, get the Bagu hint. For people who don't know, in any seed that generates Bagu's woods, the Riverman has he will always have a hint that he gives you that tells you which ninth of the map Bagu is in. So the northwest or the southeast or the center. Give you a pretty vague idea of where Bagu's woods is, but it's still good information. If that hint tells you, hey, Bagu's in the southeast, you know, well, I have no way of getting to the southeast. That's definitely not progression. If Bagu tells you that, if the hint tells you Bagu is in the northeast, well, you know exactly where the northeast is. You know exactly how to get to it. You know exactly how to search it.
Which makes it a heck of a lot easier, and traiLZ is now going to come in to the Guma fight.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to leave this behind. He's got to do it at some point anyway. 4-4-4, he feels comfortable. But MiRai is going to find this item soon and be just as sad. That does confirm that MiRai has taken a small lead here.
It does. And now he knows he's looking for Bagu's Wood. And one shot on life 4 is, well, almost one shot.
Oh, here's the thing we haven't checked. Somehow we all completely forgot this. There's a hammer blap cave here. We got the hammer down south. What's hanging out? What's hanging out here? This is
Trophy Cave.
Trophy Cave. Man, if this is progression and both runners missed it, this is hilarious. I love it.
This?
It was right here the whole time.
It's a boot.
Okay, again, it's a little bit sad, but both runners are gonna feel happy they at least have those two palaces cleared. They needed to do it eventually anyway. I just think it's really funny that both runners have been doing basically identical things, and neither one of them caught boots basically hanging out in plain sight for free.
Yeah, it's funny and unfortunate at the same time.
Okay, now MiRai, previously he passed up on Spell. Oh, that's the thing. When MiRai got to this town, MiRai didn't even go into the town at all. So not getting the Bagu hint is like a little more justifiable there. Because he didn't want Spell at all. He knew it wasn't progression. Here he's going to go back and get Spell because he suspects he's going to fight his way east soon.
But before that, he's going to check the Sleepy Bot, see if it has a hint. And it knows nothing. So MiRai actually killed Guma much earlier on.
Yeah, MiRai killed Guma the first time he found him in the palace. traiLZ passed him by, decided to save him for later, and then came back.
101 for spell at Magic 1.
That is kind of what you'd expect. I think 96 is vanilla, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's about normal.
The more levels you've gained, the more likely your spell costs are to be under average. Oh, this is nice. So they've got the medicine, so they'll be able to get jump here and downstab.
Absolutely. No hint
yeah,
from...
especially at Magic 1. The randomizer just hasn't had any opportunity to give you a break.
Yeah, and traiLZ sitting at Magic 5 right now. I mean, that's going to make things cost a lot less, but MiRai will easily be able to make up those magic levels in no time.
Yeah, the only thing that can really troll MiRai is if Magic 1 isn't enough to cast Jump. I don't think that's possible. I think even at Magic 1, you're guaranteed to cast Jump. Yeah, 53.
Yeah, because I think the highest it can roll up to is 64.
Yeah. A much cheaper 19 for traiLZ.
MiRai has done my favorite thing with making Link's sprite much lighter. And just like that, both traiLZ and MiRai have downstab, or as I like to call it, cheater mode for the game.
Yeah, it definitely makes the game quite a lot easier. What's interesting that I really like about Downstab is Downstab, if you're a newer player or more casual player, Downstab is great because it makes the game easier. If you're a really experienced player, then you have a whole bunch of extra tricks like jackhammering and potentially the Barba jackhammer and some crazy things that you could do. That the Downstab is less about making the game easier and more about making the game faster. So it has value for runners of all abilities.
Absolutely, and I mean, we could go one step beyond and even potentially go into Guma jackhammering, but unfortunately,
both of these runners capable of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, we are not going to see it in this race, but
unfortunately, but not the end of the world. Item here in P2 for MiRai pretty quickly. And survey says it's a heart container.
Best time to get a heart container is early. I think it still counts as early. We got in our third palace now. Haven't gotten any other containers yet.
Yeah, it's definitely early-ish. And now it's just the hunt for Helmet Head. Tin Suit's giving MiRai a bit of business there. And that's a glove-blocked path.
The glove-blocked three-way is a bit spooky. That's very likely to be a relevant glove block.
Absolutely.
And if that's the case, then both runners once again getting punished for their choice of routing, but they just keep both getting punished in exactly the same way, and this race continues to be extremely close.
All right, MiRai taking the elevator up. Well, there's the inside.
Now he's going to take. Yep.
Freeway.
So now the question is this left the way to the boss, or is this left a dead end and we need the glove? It's a dead end.
I believe he has one more left that he can check.
Oh, okay. That's right. He doesn't check this left right at the start. Oh, it's not a dead end. That's the pass-through version of that room. Interesting. Maybe MiRai misread it. Maybe MiRai just wanted to take this left instead. I mean,
he very well may have misread it.
Both of these lefts are equally likely to be the correct direction, so.
traiLZ.
Okay, not anymore. Oh, but maybe actually this could be a shortcut. Is this? I don't know where this is. I don't know where MiRai is.
I'm not sure where MiRai is right now within the palace.
It could be that one of these paths leads back to... Yeah.
Oh my...
Okay. So it looped around to where traiLZ was, so MiRai gonna lose a little bit of time from this, but not that much. Instead of MiRai being 10 seconds ahead, now traiLZ is 10 seconds ahead. Ish. Or maybe more like 15, but...
Yeah, that was an amazing loop, too. All right. Grass tile was the child.
Nice.
No, that's the trophy.
Okay. That is going to be our fairy spell. Interesting question. When are the runners going to go back for it?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question.
To traiLZ, the answer is now. He figures, well, I've got to go back up to this northern segment at some point anyway. I need to get this ferry. Might as well go get it now, so I have it when I need it. MiRai gonna finish exploring the rest of the southern section first. Finds the east.
Decides to not jump into the east.
Yeah, he wants to get ferry 2, I think. He's just gonna finish exploring all of this other stuff.
Yeah, I think he's looking for the last item cave.
Probably gonna be right here, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I was thinking it shouldn't be too terribly far away. Well, there's Fairy Cave.
Okay, but it's gonna be here. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so this is slightly different routing, because we're probably gonna see traiLZ do the same thing and find this cave as soon as he's done getting fairies, so just a little flipped divergence. Ooh. Oh, I see one, MiRai. This is actually really smart by MiRai. He needed to get this experience to roll up to attack 5 here. But he's walking it out. He may not go back to get fairy right away.
He may decide to continue pushing instead.
I would have expected... Okay, maybe he's just going to check King's Tomb. And then I would have expected him finish getting this level and then up A, but he could just push on to the east. Pushing on to the east is sort of a more optimistic route. If you think, for example, you're going to get Fire Fairy, or that you're not going to have any fairy blocks in the palaces, you can potentially gain some time by taking this way.
I mean, anything is possible. There is the bridge which leads to the maze. The lone grass tile actually is New Kasuto.
Wow. Just in the last couple days, we've seen New Kasuto underneath the grass tile and a palace underneath Three-Eyed Rock. Miracles can happen.
They absolutely can.
Alright, how many super jumps will it take MiRai?
It's not 3.
This trick is not easy. This jump is pixel perfect. It's a pixel perfect jump, and you have to have enough of a run up. If you don't have enough run up, you can't make the jump. But he does make it eventually. Not too bad an attempt.
Not at all.
traiLZ doesn't have 5 traiLZ with the swag beam. One of my favorite, incredibly weird, unexplained phenomenon of this game. In this town, and only in this town, you can pick up items with your sword beam. And so traiLZ saved probably an entire second by picking up that teabag with a beam.
And it's always amazing to see that happen.
It's one of those things that like you just completely forget is possible unless you're traiLZ and you've played 1,000 scenes. Yeah, because it's only in that town. Nowhere else in the game. None of the palaces, none of the overworld. You cannot pick up items with your beams. But you can in New Kasuto. And MiRai's gonna follow him up with the same shortly. You know, I missed which palace this is that traiLZ is in.
He is in 4.
Okay. I mean, you've got Reflect Spell. Go for it.
MiRai opted to not pick up Reflect. He's instead just trying to get some information, comes in, sees that it's 4. He's gonna get some magic levels now.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna want to do this palace, he's gonna have to go back and get Reflect, and also gain some magic levels. He's looking to be able to cast Spell. He can't get the item from Spell Tower.
He cannot. And question in chat from Bisco, whether it's all items or just the P-bags in New Kasuto that you can hit with the beam. I believe it's the P-bags in jars.
Yeah, I believe it's just small items, just ones that I don't think it works with the other collectibles. I'm actually curious now. I kind of want to test it out on the items that give you spells from 4.4 because they're a little funky. It's something I haven't actually tested. A thing to check.
Be interesting, that's for sure.
I suspect they'll work the same way other items do. Alright. MiRai, able to cast spell, gonna go back in, gonna go get his item from Spell Tower. Trail's gonna get an item here? I don't actually know what this is. Is it a magic container?
Magic jar.
Magic container. Okay. So MiRai has learned to reflect. Magic 3 going to be good enough to cast it, so we're going to see him in 4 shortly.
As traiLZ hits Karok.
Smart thing from MiRai there. He just cast Reflect, even though he didn't need to. That was a fire check. That was him checking to see if Reflect was linked to fire.
And yeah, we still don't know what is linked to fire at this point.
And the more you cross off some of the less good spells that are linked to fire, the more you want to get the fire spell. Because we've definitely seen races, if you don't get fire and then it turns out it's linked to thunder, that's huge, right? Fire and thunder can swing a race by entire minutes.
Exactly, especially considering how inexpensive fire does become at higher magic levels.
Yeah, immediately seeing traiLZ having gotten that container, gonna go back and check the basement.
Yep, at 5 containers, Grandma is holding on to
a container.
A heart.
Hooray!
Thanks, Grandma.
At least it's not a magic container.
That's true. That'd have been a kick in the teeth.
People yell at me when it's vanilla. Granny keeps all sorts of weird stuff in her basement. You should see when she's got kids hanging out down there.
Yeah, that is so true. And every time I see Grandma with the child, it's like, well, Grandma kidnapped the kid.
Yeah, so little time save here from traiLZ's routing getting fairy first is that he now was able to just ferry down the chimney. Didn't have to do super jump, saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, that does make getting in there a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, I believe you can save a little bit of time doing the super jump first try, but first try on the entry with super jump is incredibly hard.
Yes, it is, just because you have to know exactly where you are going to be, and then from there actually hit the timing correctly.
And we've got a raft tile sighting and an old Kasuda for traiLZ.
With fire at that.
All right, so we're going to get a definitive answer. What is fire linked to? He's going to step outside before he gives it a cast to see if it's thunder. And shield, it looks like. Ooh.
Unfortunate.
And traiLZ never went back to get that raft from that last cave on the west, so he's going to be unable to check where this raft goes. And given that that raft is, we've seen the bridge and one cave connector, unless the last cave leads to Maze Island. Well, no, we've seen one cave that went from the west to the east, and the bridge led to DM. So unless we find another cave that leads to the maze, that raft is going to be required, and that could be a way for MiRai to make up some time if it takes traiLZ a while to find it.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible, and there's thunder sitting here in Naburu. Just
Okay.
waiting for them to get here and pick it up.
So Trail's basically just looking for a glove and maybe a raft still.
Where MiRai, on the other hand, just looking for the glove. 4 palaces apiece. So just 3 and 6 remain for both traiLZ and MiRai. It's really
think-
close, all things considered.
Yeah, the Trail's got a little bit of a lead, but not having that raft could mean that he is going to have some trouble later if it turns out that raft is the only way to the maze. But we don't know. There's still a connector outstanding. What's really scary is if Trail's not having that raft means that he goes to DM looking for the last connector and it's not there, that could be a big time sink.
Oh, it absolutely could. And, you know, Elendar, the swag being one of your favorite things, MiRai got it as well. Picking up the P-bag with the beam.
Yeah,
Those
again,
runners showing what they can do.
It's just one of those things that starts to go into your head after, you know, hundreds and hundreds of seeds played. Interesting, MiRai also going to check out the mountain, and good news for Trails, you do not need a raft to get to this maze. So the raft ending up completely useless.
Yep, and now it's just a hunt for wherever that glove is, as that is the only missing item at this point.
What might still be useful is for MiRai, if he finds the raft here in Death Mountain and takes it, it'll take him straight to where Thunder is, which he hasn't gotten yet. So it could still be useful to him to save some time, but not required.
Oh, that's so true.
Because he does still need to get Thunder, and it'll take him right there. Trails finds the first maze item, $500, not very good.
Little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. And
yeah, there's our raft and our spec rock.
Potentially even our hammer cave too. Crossed in spec rock.
Okay, that's not a glove.
Okay, this one's not the hammer cave. The question now becomes, will one of these be it?
Yep. Where's the glove? Not there.
Yeah, still on the search for it.
Alright,
kind of
he's just going to take
call.
the raft and check this, and he's going to find out. It's going to be pretty nice for him. He still hasn't found some of these east checks. He's going to get his remaining spells. So, this is a good thing for him.
Trail's finding the second cave.
He got a thing.
That might have been the glove? I'm not sure.
It's a flute, according to chat.
Okay, it's the flute. Yikes. Big yikes.
Trail's finding the water tile right outside the entrance to the maze. What do we got here? Another container.
More magic.
Where's the glove? This continues to be our question of the day. The question of all seeds. Where's that stupid glove?
Hammer cave.
We're running out of spots. We've got Hammer Cave. We've got P1. No, P1 is glove.
No, P1
can't be in P1.
P1's glove blocked.
It could be in P3 or 6. We haven't found either of those. But we got both items from the maze now. We've got Spec Rock. And I think we've gotten all of the overworld locations on the east between our two runners.
I don't know if Desert Tile's been hit.
I don't know for sure. Mirai definitely hasn't found it, having been a little bit behind on East exploration. traiLZ isn't running a tracker that's visible, so I don't know if he thinks he's seen it or not, but he's still looking around here in the East. Will we see a Valley of Death dig?
That's a good question. And yeah, traiLZ never runs a tracker, so
yeah, I think he has something he uses to take notes, but some runners like to take notes either on just something off screen that you can't see, or like to take physical notes, right? Have a piece of paper that they just write stuff down on. Or, okay, there's a desert tile. There's just a heart container.
Just unfortunate at this point. And here's Sunken.
Sunken, yeah.
This
is a new one.
Chisel and tablet. I like that, Muck.
traiLZ certainly old enough. MiRai, interesting. I didn't catch that hint. MiRai got a hint that something was in the East and gave the camera a thumbs up. So it must have been a hint for something good. I think that might have been a glove hint.
I think it...
No, it was not. East Candle, according to chat. Okay. Candle. So that's a thumbs up for I don't care about the East. The old sarcastic thumbs up.
Yep. So what do we have left at this point?
I don't...
Risen?
I was going to say, I don't think we've seen Risen. Here's Risen. And then, yeah, it's Risen, it's Hammer Cave, and it's P3 and 6.
I mean, I'm sticking to Hammer Cave as my guess.
It's a good guess. I'm going to go for P6, because I like trolley stuff. Actually, no, this has to be the candle. If that was a candle hint, yeah, this is the candle. I was going to say, if that was a candle hint, this is the only Eastern location traiLZ hasn't checked.
Yep.
It's a candle.
And MiRai has made it to the maze and goes, nah.
Yeah, he wants to just explore the end of this. He's got so many things he hasn't found in the East. He wants to check them, and they are going to be kind of all hanging out right here.
Yeah, he's
still got 3 outstanding items in the East.
Yeah, that desert tile as well as Sunken and Risen. And with how this map actually ended up being laid out, he is very close to it all, but instead comes back onto the maze.
All right, traiLZ going to go into the first of our palaces, 3 or 6.
And MiRai finds out that it's GP on the maze.
Yeah, he's got to check. He's got to check these last spots on the maze. I mean, when you don't have the glove and there's easy checks, you can't skip them.
Oh, absolutely agreed. Alright, there's the up A from traiLZ. And MiRai hitting one of the items. There is that flute.
Unfortunately for him, totally useless this seed.
Falling blocks, most dangerous thing in the game.
They don't hurt for a lot, but they can be very annoying.
That is true. We have not seen Larry.
No, we know for sure he's not needed at this point because we've seen all the items on the East, all of the palaces on the East, and we know how to get to Valley of Death. So there's nothing in the East left for him to block. traiLZ finds the item room, and upon realizing it's the item room, decides he doesn't need any items. Wait, what? Did he have? You must have had a hint for this? I was pretty sure that was the item room.
I don't think it was, actually.
Is it just a dead end? I don't know.
I think that one was the dead end.
Just the dead end, not item room?
Yeah.
Okay, there's an item room that looks like that. I mean, traiLZ knows the rooms better than I do.
All right, MiRai getting to the second drop down, sees the P bag and goes, "Well, thanks, game."
He had to check it, but I'm not going to give him anything. Does not even merit the couple seconds it would take him to pick up the bag.
All right, so it turns out that 6 is going to be in the Valley of Death, and traiLZ.
I mean, he's going to have to turn around to look for the item here. I don't think you could possibly give it up.
Apparently, he found where the item was already.
Maybe I just didn't see it.
Yeah, I think I may have missed it as well.
MiRai making really good use of, I absolutely love this. When you have, especially when you have Fire Shield, to make a really good use of the Fire Spell to do the thing that Fire Spell does, right? Shoot some fireballs out in front of you, clear your routes, take out any invisible flying enemies. The Fire Spell is pretty good when it doesn't cost very much.
Yeah. Kitsune, we were talking about the item in 3.
Yeah, okay. traiLZ definitely thinks he doesn't have the item in 3 because he's still here.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't then. But this elevator down very well may take him to it. As a matter of fact, it does.
All right, so is this the glove? I had said 6, you had said Hammer Cave, so... Oh, boo, we're both wrong.
We were both wrong!
Yeah, well, that's going to be a very large advantage to traiLZ.
Yeah, and MiRai, not too terribly far away from 3, hitting the item caves. This is it's not the best situation for MiRai to be in. On top of that, he still hasn't picked up Fairy. He very well may decide to not pick up Fairy. All right. Valley of Death time for traiLZ, and it looks like the encounters in here really aren't going to be that bad, and never mind, this one's going to be super fast. So, into 6!
Yeah, let's see how cruel of a 6 we end up having.
I mean, that's always the question. Second largest palace in the game, it can either be very, very kind or very, very mean.
Yeah, and it's especially true. More true of P5 than. Ooh, interesting. traiLZ finds that's the boss item room, and
yeah,
he does not need any items. He has declined.
I mean, I can't blame him at this point. He knows very well that he's in go. It just needs to find Barba to get everything done. It's just answering the question of where is Barba going to be?
Hopefully up or down this elevator.
Well, definitely not down.
Also not up.
At least not directly on both of them. Instead, he is just going to continue on left. Runs into the dead end of Minecraft room. And now, time to check up and right and see what resides on this part of the fork.
Is it death? I hope it's death.
Well, it's another elevator room.
It's gonna be difficult to kill traiLZ at 7 bars, life 7.
No kidding there. Not impossible.
Is this a loop? It
Yeah,
is
it's a loop.
Okay, that's good information at least.
That's very good information. Alright, MiRai making it to Rebo here.
Yeah, and hopefully we're going to see him turn around as well and pick up this item.
Oh, I can't see why he wouldn't. And would you look at that?
Yeah, not too bad for traiLZ in P6. And we didn't see any jackhammering. I don't think we really were expecting too much of it, and still a pretty quick kill.
Yeah, the jump strat against Barba, I mean, you tend to kill her relatively quickly.
Alright, MiRai gonna have his glove here, but unfortunately for him, he is now just like a full palace behind.
Yeah, and it's P6 at that.
He could get lucky. We did see that loop early, so that means that if you just get lucky on what way you take, you could save some time potentially there. traiLZ isn't going to be too much longer before he's in GP.
That's very true. It is very possible that MiRai could cut some time out of P6. But right now, with traiLZ being as close to the end as he is,
MiRai's got to be hoping for a garbage GP, right? One of those GPs that is an absolute mess.
Absolutely. And Vaughn, thank you so much for the raid. All right, traiLZ up in A, and we'll say 6105 for the barrier being up on traiLZ's timer, 6110 for the timer that we have here.
Yeah, and for Raiders just coming in, odds of a game 3 looking a little bit bleak, but still, MiRai's still in this.
Yeah, it's completely possible.
A lot of it's going to come down to how quickly MiRai finds this Barba. Because it's definitely possible to find him quick, and it's also possible to spend 10 minutes here, depending on which directions he takes.
MiRai's about to find Barba very quickly.
Oh yeah, this is it! Okay, good news for MiRai fans! This is a best of 3, and traiLZ won the first one, so MiRai gonna have to get a win here. We are gonna see jackhammering from MiRai. Also, no surprise, gets the 1 cycle. Easy.
That was a beautiful 1 cycle from MiRai. Amazing. Easy attack 5 1 cycle.
Alright, he's going to take the level once to get Magic 6. I don't blame him. Thunder's still a little on the expensive side. So, only going to be a couple minutes behind heading into GP. But behind heading into GP is not where you want to be against a runner of either of these runners' calibers.
Absolutely agreed.
Game overs are going to be unlikely.
Yeah, I don't... Personally, I don't foresee MiRai going back for Fairy.
No, I think you just have to gamble at this point.
And I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
He has to think he's behind, just given how the seeds played out. And I think just going straight to GP, gambling and not needing the Fairy spell is the right thing to do. So far, traiLZ hasn't needed the Fairy spell, but he has gotten really good use out of it. There's been some not particularly fun rooms that he's been able to avoid the lava in.
Absolutely, and it looks like there are a lot of different splits here in this GP as it stands, so...
Yeah, all of this is good news for MiRai.
Dead end for Trails right there. Just the amount of exploration that Trails has done so far is the biggest advantage that he has in this GP as it stands.
But when there's this many forks, there's always the possibility that you take the right way right at the start and end up getting right there. So yeah, 104.23 on our timer for MiRai. So yeah, just what, about a minute, 3.5 minutes?
3:13 behind.
3:13. That's definitely a recoverable amount of time. That's one game over, or one or two bad routes from Trails. MiRai could still be in this, and we'll see. Here's the big question: is MiRai going to be taking some lefts?
That is a huge question as Trails comes into an emoji room, which is another elevator that's going to go up. Time to see exactly where this elevator goes. Another split.
Yeah, Trails has been taking pretty standard routing so far. Oh, I was going to say, if MiRai gambled, it was going to be advantageous potentially, but not at this point. It could still be the case that you could take a left and it would take you to this three-way right before this sooner, but looking pretty good for Trails now.
Especially considering that he killed T-Bird that quickly. That was a ridiculously fast T-Bird kill, and not an immediate Dark Link, so there could be room to catch up here, but it's going to require some nasty rooms.
Oh, you know what's nasty? This is a very required room.
Yep.
GG.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I think MiRai's decision to take the gamble here was good. Fairy is only required in GP, maybe 10 or 15% of the time, at a guess. There are a couple Fairy required rooms, but unfortunately, that was one of them. And it being right after Thunderbird means it is 100% required.
Yeah, and that is the worst feeling that you can have. MiRai just getting trolled by the Firebird there.
Unlike the Fairy, these glove blocks reminding us the glove is required in GP 99+% of the time.
99.9.
It's there's so many glove block rooms in the GP pool. And it's not like the flags can really help you, because the vanilla rooms and the community rooms both have just an absolute ton of glove requirements.
They really do.
For people looking forward to the new rooms when 4.4 drops, let me tell you, that hasn't changed.
Trails was thinking about not grabbing that Link doll and turned around to grab it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you want to save some time. I think the thing that did it for him was that spicy chicken. He was thinking, well, I'm going to cast Fairy in this room anyway, so I might as well, take the quick way down to the life, not have to dig out, just Fairy straight out anyway. Now I have that extra life to refill that magic if I need to. Everything is going good for him.
And he may need to refill, because holy cow, this GP is still going. But will this elevator up here actually lead to Dark Lake? That's the question.
Maybe.
Answer's not yet. Holy moly.
Hi, chickens. This room sucks.
The brigade is out in force.
And I know I said it was unlikely we would see a game over from traiLZ, but if we do see a game over from traiLZ, that's what MiRai really needs. Unfortunately, traiLZ did pick up that one up. Just trying to be safe, make sure he doesn't take this game over, make sure he can finish this one out.
All of the chickens in all of the places. Elevator shaft leads to Dark Link.
And our number one racer is looking like he is going to advance to the finals. Number one in that he is the number one seed in this tournament. Undefeated.
And he is definitely taking a safe Dark Link fight, but takes a stab. Fortunately, he did pick up that extra life.
Yeah, he's got, and now at life 7 bars, it's gonna be real hard for traiLZ to take a nap here.
Absolutely.
MiRai did make up a little bit of time here. Like, he is still right on traiLZ's toes, but it's just not gonna be enough.
Yeah. I mean, 3 more hits. And there's the kill on Dark Link. So get your GGs out for traiLZ. Going to be advancing to the finals.
And he will face the winner of Level Engine Chromaticalism.
What a wild seed.
Yep, and MiRai, having gotten the news, has thrown in the towel. I don't blame him. That's got to be a frustrating one for him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, traiLZ has just been almost constantly practicing, and he's one of the best in the community for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, he puts a lot of work in and has played so many seeds. And MiRai's the same way. This race easily could have gone a different way. Just a little things here, little things there, and it ended up adding up to the couple minutes traiLZ needed over MiRai.
And speaking of traiLZ, welcome in, my friend, and GG's.
Hey, thank you. So what exactly happened? I thought I played pretty poorly.
Well, we've got MiRai here now, so we can have a chat about it. Man, GG's, that's had to have been a frustrating one.
Yeah, GG. No, we were just taking it slow, man. Just doing the full tour.
So
I had difficulty at the beginning because I got the hammer and I was kind of confused. I thought maybe Bagu was required, so I started doing palaces.
Up to, what's crazy is, up to about the 20-minute mark, 25-minute mark, you two played identically. Both did that south section, went back, did P1, did P5, got the Link doll out of P5, were sad, found Saria, found the Hammer Cave blocked free boots that were just kind of sitting there the whole time. Both of you, we within 10 seconds of each other for that whole sequence.
That's wild.
Yeah, I just thought the Hammer Block Cave was going to be Fairy Cave, so.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about it. But when I started hunting for Bagu, I saw it and was like, oh, shoot. And then when I saw that, I was like, man, I'm far behind. At least I was placing gems. The Palace 5 gave me some issues, man. I almost game over the Guma, and it took me. I did 100% of Palace 5. There's crumble bridge rooms with the 2 Moas. Almost took me out.
Yeah, traiLZ, you had a little bit of overworld advantage going into P5, but then MiRai did Guma first time because he had a couple more levels. And so he made that time up, and that just set you even again. Again, you exited within about 10 seconds of each other. The big variance, I think, ended up being when you got to the east. Trails, you had those magic levels, and that let you had the magic levels in Fairy, let you sort of get some stuff earlier. MiRai had to do some farming, and then one of the big things, MiRai ended up digging through Death Mountain looking for the rock or Hammer Cave, and ended up just getting a bunch of nothing.
Yeah,
And
I almost did that. I almost last location the glove. I went up first and found Maze Island, and I got both items out of there, and then I just swept the items on the east and came up dry. So I started doing palaces, and after I did P3, I was saying to myself, I was kind of contemplating, should I do Death Mountain or should I do P6? So in my mind, Mariah had found the glove early. He went to Death Mountain, easy rock, glove right there, and I'm like way behind.
yeah, that was as far as like overworld time, like time to GP. That was probably the biggest determiner. Unfortunately, MiRai hadn't picked up Fairy Spell off of the West. He didn't go back for it, and I mean, we all thought it was a good gamble. Unfortunately, MiRai did not get the bad news. Like one room after Thunderbird was a fairy required room.
Was he there before me?
You were in
No,
GP 3 minutes and 10 seconds ahead of MiRai.
Yeah, I mean, there was a
yeah,
lot of GP was not free. I lucky enough got to Thunderbird pretty easily. But after that, it was probably like another 10, 15 rooms. And there was one of those rooms that has the breakable blocks that usually has a fairy in it, but it had a one up. And I think that saved me because I took a death to Dark Link.
Yes,
Or yeah,
that one up, if you had not grabbed it, that would have been a game over for you right on Darklink, and that would have felt really bad.
yeah. But I mean, the trek from Rudo all the way back to Maze Island is like probably at least 5 minutes. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but yeah,
It's still a long trek regardless.
a very long trek.
yeah,
And
but it easily could have come up a different way if Glove were just somewhere else. That was the big question all the way down to the end: is where's the stupid Glove?
Yeah, if it was in Death Mountain, he wins. You know, that's kind of how this game works. What was in Death Mountain? Was it like Raft and something else? Raft and the Cross?
so Cross was in Spec Rock. We don't know what was in Hammer Cave because Hammer Cave was never found.
One of those types of Death Mountains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raft was in Trophy Cave, which
Oh
was
my God, I didn't even see. That was lingering in the back of my mind too because like after getting all the caves that I could, I started doing palaces, and I completely forgot what caves I had gotten. So after I found because I got the hint for the trophy in Rudo, and like when I got that hint, like after I got that, like in my mind, I had full cleared the west, you know. But like evidently there were some caves that I completely missed. Was it just that one?
yeah, it was just
Yeah,
Trophy Cave.
it was just Trophy Cave.
It was just you had to go all the way east on the south end of the west and then like loop up a bit. It was kind of hidden in the mountain.
Yeah, and if that was their way to get to Maze Island, I would have been running around in circles still probably trying to figure out what happened. See, like once you get to a certain level, execution matters, but luck plays a way heftier role in this game. Before this tournament match, Mirai probably beat me 6 times in a row, like not even close. I think I just got really lucky.
I mean, like you said, when just the caliber of runners that both of you are, luck definitely comes into play at this stage. And considering how deep into the tournament you both have made it, it shows even more.
Yeah, it truly does. Like having gone this far in the tournament, and like I still haven't lost a single round. I don't want to jinx myself, but I know I was undefeated in the Swiss, and now I'm completely undefeated in the brackets. I'm going into the finals without a single loss. Is the same story for Chromaticalism in the brackets? Has he been like no loss at all, not even a game?
I don't know.
Also, oh, he's still facing. No, that's right. I think
I
Love
think
Legend
Crumb
got.
and Level Engine are still. I don't know. I don't think they finished yet.
Yeah, I think actually Love Legend might have got him a game. So
Yeah. Okay. Chat confirming Chroma Level Engine is 1-1 right now. So definitely both of them have taken a loss.
yeah. Well, GG's and to Love Legend and Chroma. Good luck to them. And I just want to thank you guys for doing everything that you can to get these races restreamed and stuff. It takes a lot of work, and thank you guys for everything that you guys have done.
Yeah, no problem, dude. I know we've been doing a lot of talking, MiRai. Man, you really had a good run in this tournament. I know it's not the result that you were hoping for, but your run has been really good.
Well, thank you. I
I
don't know if
mean,
there's anything to say about the game. It sounds like we did pretty much the same thing, except I did DM and he didn't. So, and I
And
don't know.
when I
Just
got the oh, I'm sorry. When I got the trophy, I immediately up ate and got the Ferris wheel.
and that
I
was
think
yeah.
the only question I was going to have for you was once you did get that trophy, were you considering just going to immediately grab Fairy?
Are you asking that to me? Because I didn't go
Yes,
get
I am.
Fairy. No, no, I was never going to grab Fairy until I needed it, and apparently I did need it. So was
I
never
think.
in my court anyway.
I
Uh,
think it was the right decision from your perspective, given the things that you had. It just things didn't work out.
Yeah, it was just time to go. It was just time to go. I mean, there's what I can't remember how many fairy blocks there are. 3, 4, maybe 5 rooms in Great Palace out of like a 70 room pool. So, I mean, the chances, I mean, even in standard palaces, the chance of running into a fairy block is extremely low. So, you know, just go. I mean, everybody's kind of conditioned to want to go get fairy, but when you've got the key, it just, you don't necessarily need fairy. So just go.
yeah, absolutely. Like I totally get that play. And in my mind, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna dot all the I's and cross the T's. And like in my mind, the West was finished, and I would never have to come back ever again. And then remembering or having them tell me about Trophy Cave, like if that was the glove, you win easily. I'd still be running around looking for it. Or if
Yeah,
the
I was just going to say it was actually Magic Container Cave just north of just north of the connector. Eleanor said like you had to like loop around to get up there. It was by Fairy Cave as well, which was unnecessary to use, but it was just kind of chilling there as an unused pass through.
right on. Well, if the raft equaled Maze Island and that was the only way there, which happens a lot of the time, um, like the the outcome is completely different, you know?
Yeah, that's why I went to DM because I figured there's probably a raft sitting in there somewhere, and there was, but it took you right back to the east. So
Yeah, so I went north in on the east first, and then when I found that there was absolutely nothing up there except for Maze Island, that was I forget what was on Maze Island. I think a pea bag and like um the whistle. It was a pea bag and the whistle, so it was like
yeah,
basically worthless. So I went up there, wasted a bunch of time. I found Great Palace, and that was like the best thing that happened up there. And then I had did four first because four was right there visible. Once I got the reflect spot, I just went into four, knocked that out, and then I went up. But if I would have went right, if you would have If this C would have been routed, go right and do 4 and 3, then easily sub-hour seed. But
I would have still had to go back and get Fairy though, so probably still lose.
Yeah. Man, Fairy's really important, man. It's not required until it is, and it turns out to be required a lot of the time. Even in some palaces, Fairy is required. If you don't know the eco key trick. Or even if you do, the enemies don't spawn the right way a lot of the time. But hey guys, I'm gonna get out here. GG's again, MiRai. You're a hell of a person to race against. I'm happy to race you in the semis, and I'll see you in the Max Rando tournament for sure. And thanks everybody who supports me or supports Zelda Speedruns. And thank you guys for doing all the hard work behind the scenes, putting up the restream, the tracking, and the commentary. None of this could be done without you guys. But I'm gonna dip off because I got some things around the house I gotta do. But thank you guys so much, and GG's again, MiRai.
Yep, GG.
GG's Trails, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Well, MiRai, any final thoughts from you?
Nope. No final thoughts.
Well, Elendar, it's been a blast doing commentary with you again. And MiRai, GG's again. Thank you so much for this. Honestly, it was a fantastic race. You got anything to say before we give it back to Soulblade to close it out, Elendar?
Nope. GG's. Look forward to the finals.
You guys know about an estimate of when that's going to be?
We're still waiting on the other side of the semis, so no.
Okay. Got it. Coming up on the channel soon, the OOT randomizer tournament is wrapping up soon. We're getting close to the semifinals. Currently going through the lower bracket, which 2 of those races are happening tomorrow on February 1st. I don't think the quarterfinals are for about a week out. So if you're interested in seeing that, it's going to be a bit. Thank you all for showing up. It's a good race. And thank you to the commentators and the trackers for signing up for all that. And we'll see you all later.